Hey guys, so I am back with another Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 6 review. This review is for the part 1 of the reunion. If you did not catch my reviews for every other episode this season, please go check those out, and I will have some of those linked down in the description box. Now, pretty much everyone showed up to the reunion except for K. Michelle. She wasn't physically there, but she was there via video chat. Now, she wasn't there because she had said that she had surgery to get the rest of the silicone out of her body, and so she wasn't able to make it. They start off with A1 and Lyrica, which I thought, they should start off with A1 and Lyrica, but I definitely think that they spend a little bit too much time on A1 and Lyrica's situation. They spend a huge chunk of time talking about these two, and I was just getting annoyed because they annoyed me the entire season. Like, their whole storyline was aggravating me because it was just like this up and down roller coaster over and over and over again every episode. One episode, they're getting along, everything's cool, they're flirting and everything like that, and then the next episode, there's some big drama between the two of them. So they start off talking about A1 cheating with Summer Bunny and then the woman on the plane. Now, he says he didn't cheat with the woman on the plane, although I don't believe him. I think he did because Lyrica said that he had went in and deleted the messages about the woman on the plane. So I don't, why would you delete the messages if you didn't do it? So I honestly think that he did cheat with the woman on the plane. He also tried to say that he slept with Summer Bunny before they renewed their vows. And I don't believe him because didn't they renew their vows before Lyrica got pregnant with their son? So I honestly don't think that, I don't believe him because Summer Bunny said that they slept together multiple times. And I honestly think that, if it was before they renewed their vows, I don't even think that would have been a part of the storyline this year. So I just really don't believe him. Now, their drama is completely toxic. I don't even think the two of them should be together. I think that they don't get over things that has happened in the past in their relationship and they bring it to the present in their relationship. And I honestly feel like if you can't get over things that had happened in the past and both of you guys have admitted to doing your wrongs, if you guys can't collectively get past those things, I don't think there's a reason to even stay in that relationship with one another. I also think that A1 is like a serial cheater and I feel like he's not marriage material right now. Maybe some point down the line he would get married and be faithful, but I just don't think that right now because his career, I guess, is jumping off. And he's getting a lot more attention from women in the industry. I honestly think he shouldn't have married Lyrica in the first place because now he's got her in this marriage and he's out here cheating on her. And it's like, it's not fair to Lyrica for him to keep her, in this marriage and he wants to go around cheating and then go home to her. That's just ridiculous. And no, she does her drama too, and she does her fucked up shit in their relationship too, which A1 definitely talked about. He said that he's hurt too, and that the reason why he doesn't show too much emotion is because Lyrica always talks about how he's hurt her, but she doesn't acknowledge how she's hurt him, and so he doesn't like that because he feels like he's always being painted as the bad guy and Lyrica's being painted as the innocent one in their relationship. In my eyes, they're both at fault because they both done things in their relationship that has caused it to be where it is right now. And I think that they need to hurry up and figure out what they're going to do because they do have a child and that child doesn't need to be around all that toxicity. So they need to decide whether or not they're going to just put all that bullshit that they did to each other in the past and work on moving forward, or they're going to end up getting a divorce and try to co-parent the best that they can. Now, A1 says that he doesn't even know where Lyrica lives at. And at this point, I'm like, their relationship is a whole joke. Because it's like, he doesn't even know where she lives at. And like, they're not even living like a married couple. So what's the point of taking up all this time living like you're not married, but you're married? That doesn't make any sense to me. So Lyrica and her mom kind of go at A1 and his mom a little bit because they feel like A1's mom, Pam, babies him. And I do think she babies him. She makes excuses for everything he does. She's always jumping to his defense all the time. And she said when she got into an argument with Lyrica that men only do things to women when women do things to cause them to do it. She says something along those lines. I'm not quoting her verbatim, but that's kind of along the lines of what she said. And I didn't really agree with that. But I also think that is her son, and that's why she's riding for him as hard as she was. I don't know if that's her only child, but she definitely does baby A1 a little bit. But I also felt like Lyrica and her mom were being kind of hypocrites because Lyrica's mom always jumps in defense of Lyrica too all the time. But I do think that A1's mom babies him a little bit more because Lyrica's mom definitely tells Lyrica things she doesn't want to hear. And so I think that both the moms add more drama to this relationship than need be. One was getting pissed off at Lyrica's mom because she kept getting involved and she kept saying things, and he told her to shut the fuck up at one point in time, and it was just like, oof, I don't think he should be speaking to that woman like that. But his mom and Lyrica's mom are way too invested in their relationship, and that brings even more drama and turmoil into the relationship. But I also feel like that's on Lyrica and A1 why their moms are so invested in their relationship like that, because they vented to the two of them about issues in their relationship. And when you're going to forgive the person that you're with, okay, people have problems in relationships all the time, they forgive each other. But if you tell your family, especially your parent, what somebody you're in a relationship did to hurt you, they're not going to forgive that person. They're always going to remember how that person hurt you, and they're always going to have some type of issue with you. And so I feel like that's what happened with Lyrica and A1, and that's why their moms are so invested. But this turned into total chaos, and it was with the moms, okay? Pam jumped up, Lyrica G jumped up. They were getting ready to fight. Princess had to get removed off the stage because she's pregnant, and they didn't know if they were going to end up fighting or not. And Pam and Lyrica's mom ended up getting removed off the stage. It was total and complete chaos. A1 was blaming Lyrica's mom. Lyrica was blaming his mom. And it was just a whole hot mess. I don't think that their relationship can be worked out at this point. And I know it's a TV show, so a lot of it is like, you don't know what's real and what's not, but I do think that the cheating that he's done to Lyrica is definitely real. Now, they talked about how, A1 slapped Mr. A. Okay, and I think that Mr. A got a justified slap in the face because, you talked about, the paternity of their son. And I feel like when you bring up somebody's child, I mean, you can't control how somebody reacts to that. And so I felt like Mr. Ray got a justified slap in the face. But I also feel like Mr. Ray was right in saying that A1 should have kept that same energy for everybody who mentioned something about their child, because he didn't keep that same energy for all those other people. And that was definitely true. They also talked about how Mr. Ray told A1 about Lyrica messing with another guy, and Lyrica denied messing with another guy. I don't know how true that is and if she's telling the truth or not, but A1 seemed like he didn't really care about it to begin with, and I think it's because he's either over their relationship or he's cheating still. Because otherwise, why wouldn't he care? So their relationship is just complete and utter drama. They annoyed me this season, and I was over them completely. Next, they end up talking about Ray J and Princess's relationship, which didn't have too much drama this season. Basically, it was all about, Princess not liking how Ray J was putting work before his family, because at the beginning of this season, Ray J was working a lot and they were trying to have baby number 2. And, once she got pregnant with baby number 2, she felt like Ray J was working too much. But Ray J said he was working too much because he needed to provide for his family. And she had an issue with that because she wanted them to be, together a lot because they're expecting another child and she doesn't want work to come first, which is definitely something that's understandable. Although I do feel like, Princess did nag a lot at Ray J, though. Sometimes he wasn't even doing anything wrong and she kind of nagged him, but she was also pregnant. So, her hormones are all over the place. But she was basically saying that she felt like he was slipping into his old ways when he started working more often. And so she doesn't trust him clearly. And I don't think he's really given her reasons to, because right now, I don't even know where their relationship stands, because they were in the media a few weeks ago about Ray J supposedly, leaving her and their daughter stranded in Vegas somewhere. And he was out partying for 3 days. She couldn't get a hold of him. He blocked her and was partying with other women and all this shit like that. So I don't even know where they stand right now in their relationship. But we'll see what happens with the two of them. But they also talked about, how Princess and Ray J's dog went missing, and she blamed Ray J for it because the dog was under his parents' care when the dog went missing, which I don't think she should have blamed Ray J for that, because that's not his fault. But she did, and I can understand how her being her over her dog, because I have dogs. I love my dogs very much, and she was her over her dog being missing. Now, they did a $20,000 reward money for anyone who found the dog, and the person who stole the dog was the person who returned the dog and tried to get the reward money saying that they found the dog. But the cops realized that it was actually the person who stole the dog, and the person was just trying to collect the money, so they didn't end up giving the money to him, which I think is ridiculous. Now, they brought the dog on stage, Bugatti, who was really, really cute. That dog is absolutely adorable, and that was like a little lighthearted part of this reunion, because other than that, this reunion was full of drama, so it was like a cute little moment for the dog to come out on stage. They end up talking about Apple and how she self-sabotages herself, which she definitely does. I don't feel like she really takes it seriously when it comes to her career, because I feel like she wants to accomplish certain things, but she doesn't want to put in the work to actually accomplish them. Because when Yo-Yo gave her an opportunity to be on her song, she didn't take the opportunity. Brittany B took the opportunity, and I felt like she should have definitely took that opportunity Yo-Yo was trying to give her, and the guidance that Yo-Yo was trying to give her throughout the season, because Yo-Yo her career has already taken off. She's already done what she needed to do, and she was trying to help Apple, and I feel like Apple should have been more receptive to the help. Now, Apple was saying that she does have a slight drinking problem. She says she doesn't drink every day, but that when she parties, she can't control her drinking, and she doesn't know her limits, and so she likes to party, and she needs to learn how to get that under control. Now, it is a drinking problem, though, if you have to be drunk to have fun. Like, if you have to drink to have a good time, that's definitely a problem, because you shouldn't need alcohol for anything, you know what I mean? And so she definitely admitted that. Tiara Marie was telling Apple to get her drinking under control, because she's had experience with drinking too much. She's an alcoholic, and so she was trying to tell Apple about some of her experiences. I don't really feel like Apple was taking it too seriously, and I hope that she really does get it together, because I feel like she can be successful. She just has to really work for it and make some changes. She doesn't need to change herself completely, because that guy that told Yo-Yo that he couldn't work with Apple because of the way that she speaks and what she does on her social media, she said that he had ended up contacting her to do some type of strip event or some shit like that. And it was just like, that was weird. Maybe they just put him saying that he couldn't work with her just for it to be on TV, to make it look like her behavior was so bad that nobody will work with her. I don't know, because it's reality TV, so a lot of stuff is fake. So you have to try to figure out what's fake and what's real. So I don't know about that whole situation. I thought that was stupid. But Apple said that she's going to try to practice self-control, and hopefully she does practice self-control. A lot of her issues that she had this season was her jumping in other people's problems, and I feel like she really needs to change that, because, not everybody's beef is yours, and you shouldn't jump in every situation. And I also feel like she needs to change the type of people she hangs out with, because when she was going at it with Summer Bunny at Yo-Yo's event, it was odd to me that Lyrica was sitting there clapping and laughing when Apple was doing this stuff, because that Apple always gets into trouble and stuff. Why wouldn't you stop her and tell her that that's your problem? You can work on it yourself, because that was Lyrica's job, to focus on her situation with A1 and the whole Summer Bunny thing, not Apple. So I feel like Apple should have stayed out of it, and I feel like Lyrica should have told Apple to stay out of it. But hopefully Apple ends up getting her shit together, because she did say she wants to start a shoe line. She wants to do her music, and I think she said something else. I don't remember what she said, because her little stunt was really on the reunion was really short. They didn't spend a lot of time on Apple, because not too much happened with Apple throughout the season. Now it comes to the whole B2K situation, and they talk about the Millennial Tour and how there was drama at the Millennial Tour behind the scenes between, obviously, Omarion and Fizz, because there's obviously some type of tension. I don't believe that they did rehearsals and there wasn't some type of uncomfortable tension between the two of them. And then, obviously, Raz-B had a whole bunch of drama that was blasted all over friggin' social media and news and everything like that with him during this tour. But surprisingly, the tour was still successful, because people do love B2K, and it was actually a successful tour. Now, J Boog is hopeful that they will do the Millennial Tour in Europe, because they want to make more money. J Boog is all about his money. All he talked about this whole season was about money, which did start to get annoying, but at the same time, you have to respect the fact that he cares about making his money. And one of the things that he told Fizz is that it doesn't matter who he sleeps with, but he needed to be about the money and be strategic about the way that he went about things in order to be able to make money, you know what I mean? Which I think is definitely true. Now, Fizz tried to say that him and Omarion weren't close friends, they were just co-workers. And I feel like he was trying to downplay his friendship with Omarion, because he didn't want to make it look like they were really close and that he broke some type of bro code. But either way, he did break a bro code, because whether they were close friends or just co-workers or not, you work together with this person, closely with this person, and you're now sleeping with the mother of his children. So whether he tried to make it seem like they weren't close or not, it doesn't matter. He was still your bandmate, and you had some type of friendship with him, and now you're sleeping with his children's mother. I could see if April was just a woman that he slept with a few times, or he dated her for a short period of time, but they have kids together, so he still has to see April. He still has to communicate with April, and so it's definitely something that's uncomfortable. Like, I feel like Drew feels like it's because of Omarion why they're not doing the European tour, because Omarion won't communicate with nobody. They said that Omarion really only communicates through management and through lawyers, but Paris jumped to Omarion's defense and said that he has a right to act the way that he's acting and not really want to communicate with them like that because you're sleeping with his children's mother. Like, and I have to question Paris about her having an issue with April sleeping with Drew, because when she went on the trip with April to Chicago and April's mom was crying and stuff about how Drew was a savior and he came in and swooped April off her feet, you know, Paris was saying that she was team April and Drew at that point in time. And then all of a sudden, when her and Zell saw that April was hanging out with Brittany B, then they started having an issue with it. And so I have to question that. But Paris was definitely speaking some facts at this reunion, but I definitely have to question why now she has an issue with it. Now, April tried to say that Omarion chose to leave his family so he doesn't need to worry about who she's sleeping with. And it's like, okay, but you said at this reunion and in this season that was the worst relationship that you was in was with Omarion. So him leaving you should have been something that was good to you, not something where you got really skinny and got sick like your mom was trying to say throughout the season, and how you were so hurt and depressed because he left you. If it was that bad, I don't think you would have been that hurt that he left. And that makes me think that the reason why she's sleeping with Drew is because she's trying to get back at Omarion in some type of way. And I mean, I don't know if that's true, but it seems like it, because they tried to say that they were nothing but friends throughout the season, but then acted and did things in a way that made it seem like they were dating. Like his shoes being at April's house and people seeing him just sitting there in the middle of her room like that, and people seeing that. Then them two in bed together at that Vegas trip. It was just like, that looked like a complete stage thing, because like you're in bed with him, your makeup is like completely on your face as if you got your makeup done and then laid in that bed with him. So that whole scene looked fake to me, but I honestly think that they want the attention for this relationship, even though they try to say that everybody needs to mind their business. Like, you publicized it and then expect for people not to have questions. I don't think that they get that the reason why people think it's so weird was because Fizz and Omarion were in a group together. We looked like they were actually friends, okay? And whether they were close or not, they still work together and were in the same group. And she has kids with Omarion, and now she's messing with somebody who was in his band. Like, that's why people look at it as if it's wrong. And Paris was trying to say at the reunion that, you know, there's plenty of other guys who have the same features that Fizz has, and she chose to sleep with him instead of one of the other guys when she could have messed with anybody else. So I honestly don't think Drew and April's relationship is going to last. If they're happy, they're happy. It's whatever. I don't really care about their relationship, to be honest with you. Omarion, I think, definitely does have an issue with it, though. And Jay Boog said that he made a point that Omarion put Drew in April's court paperwork. So that's proof that Omarion definitely has an issue with Drew and April being together. Although I think Omarion's going about it the right way by not trashing April in the media, because Paris definitely made the point at this reunion that April definitely trashed Omarion, and she kind of did trash him, because she said it was like the worst relationship and all this shit like that, and how he left her and their family and all that stuff like that. She did try to make him look bad, and he's not doing the same to her in the media. And so I think he's going about it the right way, and I think that Drew and April are going about it the wrong way. Everyone was talking about how Drew and April kept saying that they were just friends, even though they were more than just friends, and people thought that it was stupid that they didn't just come out and say that they were together, because that's why people really talked about it a lot, because there was too much speculation on whether or not they were together or not, and they kept saying they weren't but then acting like they were. So that's why people thought it was stupid, because it was like they wanted it to be this big coming out party that they're in a relationship with each other, because of how dramatic they made it. And so Zell was telling, because April and Paris ended up getting into it, and Zell was telling April that if she don't shut up, he's going to beat up Drew, because he was trying to defend Paris, because Paris and April were going at it, which I thought, Zell's messy. He's definitely very messy. And And he was being messy at this reunion too, because Moniece was sitting next to Zell, and he asked Zell how she felt about the whole situation between Drew and April. And you could tell that Moniece definitely has an issue with it. Although she claims that she doesn't care about what they do and them being in a relationship together, that she only cares about the situation with their son. I don't believe Moniece. I feel like she's still in love with Drew, because I just feel like every single time he gets into a relationship with somebody, she has some type of issue with that person. And I just feel like she really does want to be with Drew, and she's not over that relationship, and that's why she gets so bothered by it. Do I think that Drew could treat her better in the way that he allows the woman that he dates to trash her? It's wrong, yes, but I do believe that she has issues, and I think that she needs to work out those issues and focus on herself instead of worrying about Drew and what he's doing, because they do have to figure out some type of common ground, because they do have a son together who is going to get older and start noticing that there's a lot of turmoil between his parents. So they're going to have to figure that out now. Moniece and Drew kind of go back and forth a little bit, and Moniece gets up and she walks off stage because, you know, obviously she's hurt by the whole situation. And so the reunion cut there. That was part 1. Part 2 comes out on Monday. I will be watching and doing a review on that. And then Love and Hip Hop New York starts, which I'm excited to do. Love and Hip Hop New York. I think that one's a lot more entertaining, so I'm excited to do the reviews for that one, even though I'm not really like a big, huge fan of Love and Hip Hop. But I think that Love and Hip Hop New York is definitely going to be an interesting season, and I'm interested to see what happens with that. So let me know what you guys thought about this season as a whole and the part 1 of this reunion down in the comment section. Like this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more videos, and thanks to all the people who have already subscribed and are already supporting the channel. I appreciate you all, and I will see you in my next video.